Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We start here on the daily time frame. Obviously, as you know, there isn't really much change. The only thing I wanted to say here about the daily time frame is that Bitcoin obviously continues in the sideways range. The longer this goes on for, the more probable I think it gets that we're still stuck in a wave 4, but not necessarily a deep wave 4. It could simply be a triangle pattern that's developing. Either way, we won't know that until we see further price action develop. So at the moment, nothing changes because we're stuck in a range. So until we get a breakout from our range parameters on the smaller time frame, this is simply a waiting game, unfortunately. Okay, I know a lot of you are getting frustrated. Well, myself included. So it is frustrating. And I would love to make videos where we can really talk about some groundbreaking stuff, new all-time highs and whatever. And we have some exciting developments across the sector, but that is just not the market at the moment. That might change soon. It might change soon as we're heading into March. But for now, this is, I mean, we're not heading into March just yet, but yeah, sometimes the month makes a difference. Or maybe it's just hopium. But yeah, I mean, all I want to say, this could turn into a triangle, essentially. And at the moment, even in a triangle, the idea would be that this here is a third wave top, which formed around the 18th of December. And this is an A wave down, a B wave up, a C wave down. This could be a D wave up, an E wave down. And as long as we're forming higher lows and lower highs, this remains an option. All it would mean is that it would really delay the start of the wave 5 a little bit. And I'm still watching for one more high. And obviously, as long as we're holding the support areas in our smaller time frame chart, this definitely remains a real possibility, this rally to the upside. One more high into the region between 130 and maybe 145K. The dilemma we have here at the moment on the daily chart is obviously that, well, I've been cautious about Bitcoin now for a few months. Yeah, you know that. We are in a region where we are close to a top. I've made videos about that. Yeah, specifically there's a member video specifically about the outlook into Q1. It's still unchanged, so nothing has changed because the market has only been moving sideways. There have been videos about profit taking, and yeah, we've made member live streams about the topic. But really, price-wise, nothing has changed. The situation is the same as like a couple of months ago, at least from a larger time frame point of view. And the risk is just very high because we're getting close to this end of the larger rally of this move, which started in 2022 at this low in November. You might remember that. Let me know if you remember it. Did you buy the low? I'd be interested. Let me know in the comments. I remember what I did on that day. I was in a car because it was such an event with FTX, and I bought a first. I don't know if it was the first Bitcoin position in this bear market, but first or second or so. And I bought it from the car, from the mobile phone. That was quite exciting because sometimes these large swing lows are formed when bearish news hit. So when bearish news hit, but there are no new sellers anymore, price is turning around to the upside. Topping can be sometimes a bit different. Topping is more like a process instead of an event. Sometimes it can be a blow-off top, but often a topping phase is more like a process where it's just like news are coming in, but the price is just not pushing higher anymore. See, everybody who's got a position, everybody who wants a position has a position. That's just something that you sometimes see with a lot of asset classes, and then the prices just start to decline without even a lot of selling pressure. So we're in this dilemma where support ends at 69K, so I can't confirm a bear market has started until below 69K. That would be the first confirmation level. But that's too far away. You don't want to wait to take profits until then. So it's the dilemma everybody needs to deal with themselves or needs to sort out themselves, depending on their own personal risk profile. We are close to a top. I'm pretty much convinced about it. But at the same time, we know that rallies could still extend. So we haven't no break of trend at this stage, but we're in a high risk area. I think that's all I can say. And I would still like to see one more high though. Okay, but I'm cautious because we're so close to a top that I wouldn't be surprised if we start the bear market from here. If the buyers in the coming weeks can't push the price higher, it might first lead to a test of 82K, 75K. If we break below that as well, yeah, then we probably start to decline and could start a much larger correction. But I'll be here to update for you anyway. Looking at the shorter time frame chart, There was a bit of a talk on the daily because the shorter time frame obviously hasn't really changed. The parameters are all still relevant. So what you see here is the key level that really needs to be broken to the upside for a first strong confirmation that on the 3rd of February low, really a substantial low formed. So, and that level is 102,570. That's really the main level that needs to be broken. And then we've got support down there, the red line. That's structural support and invalidation for a bullish 1-2 setup. But ideally, I mean, in the short term, I'm really only watching as a key support this swing low, because that's the invalidation point for circle wave 2, and that is at 93,410. And yeah, obviously in the very short term, you've got this swing low from Friday. I don't even find that very reliable or relevant. Odd structure here, moved up a little bit, now getting rejected, 3 waves down so far. I think it could make another run at resistance, but again, this is just a range. I've been telling you now for the last couple of weeks that the microstructures in this range are just unreliable, and we have seen a lot of them break. So essentially the market is just what I've been highlighting to you. So don't trust any of those microstructures until we really get a break above the green line. Or I mean, if it breaks to the downside, it's going to be the short-term bearish count that's going to probably take us into the 85K area. So for now, it's a waiting game. Levels are still the same as in the previous update. And especially in the very short term, that swing low from Tuesday is being watched. To the upside, we've got resistance at 98,500, a small structural resistance level at 98,800, but then the main one here, 100,840, but the even more important one, and that's really the main one. I mean, everything else is happening in the range. Yeah, they are just relevant levels to watch in the range, but really they are not so meaningful. It's 102,000, yeah, 570 up there. Yeah, that's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on our main channel. It's quite a new channel, MCO Global. There is additional content to be found there. I talk about things like mindset. I talk about which trades I'm taking. I talk about Ethereum. I talked about Ethereum today, so I talked a little bit about the Bybit hack and how it impacts the Ethereum chart, and I think how Ethereum could develop over the coming weeks. And yeah, different asset classes as well. If you're interested in gold, silver, stocks, it's all to be found here. Check it out. The link is in the description. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.